Hey guys, it's Vanessa from Naturally Freckled, and I'm back and I am continuing my financial series, and I'm just so excited. So, as most of you guys know, I am debt free except for my house, and I can't stop talking about it. It feels great. It just feels so good to have control of your life and control of your money, and I want you to have that same experience and that same feeling. So, let's get started, okay? Today we are talking about budgeting. Yes. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, ugh, this is so boring. I don't want to have to do this. It's just not something that I want to do. I promise you, this is so, so simple. And I'm going to break it down for you in 3 easy steps, okay? The easiest way to do it and to literally feel like you have control, all right? So, we used a zero-based budgeting system, and that basically means it's just a very simple, very basic math equation on how we did the budget. Okay, now, what is a zero-based budget? So, a zero-based budget is a very simple math equation. It's basically income minus expenses equals zero. Okay, so it's basically a plan that you create on a month to month basis, and you're basically telling your money where to go. Okay, you are assigning a name and a purpose to every dollar that comes out of to every dollar that you make for that month, which is your income. Okay, so income minus expenses equals zero. Okay. Now that does not mean that you have $0 in your bank account. It basically means that once you take your income, whatever it is for that month, minus all of your expenses for that month, then you are left with zero, meaning you used up all of that income. Say you make $2,500 a month, you told every single dollar out of that $2,500 where you wanted it to go, what purpose you wanted it to serve, whether it's paying the bills, whether it's investing, whether it's saving, whether it's you using it to purchase something or to gift someone an item. You're basically giving a purpose to every single dollar that you have coming in, so that you're not left wondering, what happened to my money? Where did it go? All right, have you ever had that experience where you got paid and you tried to pay some of your bills, and then you're like, where did my money go? Or there's something that you want to buy and now you have no money to spend to buy it. You need to budget. Okay, so that is basically what the zero-based budget is. All right, so you basically giving a name and a purpose to every dollar that you have coming in for that month. And so now you're probably wondering, okay, so how do I do it? Okay, easy. I'm going to break it down to you in 3 easy steps, okay? So step number 1, income. You basically write down how much income you make for that month. Now, if you have a pretty straightforward, income for the month, you make about the same amount every month, this should be very, very easy, okay? So step 1, you start out, whether you're using an app or pen and paper or a spreadsheet or like the envelope system, but you're basically you need to have a way of organizing this. That way you can reference it every month and just kind of continue to work from it from month to month, okay? So step number 1 is income. You write down how much money you make for the month, all right? Say you make $2,500 a month, all right? Step number 1 is you writing down $2,500. Step number 2, we'll break it down to 2A and 2B. Step number 2, part A, you write down all your expenses, your necessities first, right? And step 2B, you write down your list of your miscellaneous things. So things that are not necessities, but that still need to be paid or still need to be expensed. So in step 2, whether it's A or B, you basically are subtracting from your income so that you can see how much money you have left. So for example, $2,500 for the month. Say you pay $1,000 for rent a month. Now, if you're living in Boston, you can't get anything for $1,000. But so hopefully you don't live in Boston. But so say you pay $1,000 a month. So you minus $1,000 from that $2,500. Now you're left with $1,500. Okay. Say you spend, I don't know, $250 for groceries. Now you minus 200. and 50 from that 1,500, and you are down with $1,250. So that's basically what you're doing. Whatever your expense is, you are subtracting it from that income, and so the amount should become less and less and less. And so step 3 is you basically coming down to zero. It's the end of the equation, right? You should be getting zero. All right, so you have the income, which is the 2,500. Step 2, minus all of the expenses, necessities, and miscellaneous. And step 3, you're left with zero. That's it. 3 easy steps on how to budget. Now, let's troubleshoot. Say you're not at zero and you still have a balance, say like $100 left. That's a good thing. That means that you covered all your expenses, all your bills, and you still have $100 to play with. So that $100, you can put it towards debt. So if you really want to finish paying off a debt, you can put that extra $100 towards a bill so that you can work on eliminating your debt that much sooner. And if you don't really have debt to put it towards, then add it towards your savings. Put that extra $100 towards your savings. Or, if you're feeling very generous and kind, give it to someone, donate it to the church for, one of their ministries. If there's someone who's in need, then definitely, give it to someone. One of the benefits of being able to have control of your money and, have money that you can save is being able to be generous and being a giver as opposed to always being the one to receive. So that's great if you have extra, but definitely use up that extra so that you're not just holding around, with the money and just going to the store and spending it on something completely senseless and useless. Unless your savings is on point, you are debt free, and you feel the need to do that, then do that, right? Because you want that financial freedom. You want to be able to dictate what you do with your money. Okay, say you are in the negatives after you do that equation. That's a problem. You don't want to be in the negatives. If you are in the negatives, that's a huge, huge indication that you are in debt. You are in too much debt where your income is not even enough to cover all of your expenses. That's a problem. So that's a problem that many people probably find themselves in. So if you are in the negatives, then you definitely need to start working on some budget cuts. So you need to start cutting out whatever is unnecessary, whatever you can live without, whatever you can go without. So say, you put a lot of money aside for eating out, you're eating in. There's no eating out if you're in the negatives, okay? Eat in until you can afford to eat out. Say you put a lot of money aside, to buy somebody a gift. You're gonna have to be a little cheaper on the gift, or you're gonna have to get creative and make a gift. I don't know, but you need to make a cut somewhere because you should not be in the negatives, okay? So that's basically it. 3 steps. You have your income minus all the expenses that you've written out, that you've mapped out, and at the end you are left with zero. That's it. You basically gave every dollar a name. You told your money where you want it to go and how you wanted it to be used up, and you've budgeted, right? And so that's something that you can do from month to month. Now, some months are going to vary. Whether it's tax season and you need to put a little bit money aside to pay for your taxes, whether it's graduation season, it's holiday season, whatever season it is, whatever month you need to spend a little bit extra on or be different in how you distribute the money, then you need to work on the beginning of the month and you need to figure out how you're going to do that, okay? You should always have enough to be able to cover all of your expenses. A key thing that I do want to mention, always put something aside for your savings. I know if you're not working with much and you're like, well, I don't really have any money to save, find something, pay yourself. You need to be able to save something. I don't care if it's $10, $25, or whatever it is, but you should consistently have an amount that you are putting aside for your savings. And little by little, it's going to build up because you're going to pay off your debt. You're going to have more money to contribute towards it. And just with time, it's going to grow. So definitely, think about yourself, think about your needs, and not just be focused on trying to get all these bills paid. What's important should be paid, and if you're finding that you have nothing left over, then we need to talk. Then you need to really kind of work on budgeting. You really need to work on making the cuts that are necessary. You really need to live a simpler life, something that requires you to spend less, and still be able to meet all your needs. Okay, I have no issues doing some videos on, you know, how to make budget cuts and how to get creative. So definitely let me know if that's something that you want to see. So if this video was helpful to you, please please share it. Sharing is caring. You don't know who else is going to benefit, who else is going to find something out of it that they're going to learn from. So please share it. So subscribe to my channel, and like I said, definitely share. Leave me some comments down below so I know if this was helpful. And check out my blog, naturallyfreckled.com. I basically have this same post in writing, so if you want a written reference that you want to save and hold on to, definitely check it out. All right? Thanks, guys. Bye.